Have you seen the news? Victoria Beckham has released a new Lid Lustre in emerald green, and the promo photos are absolutely stunning. But have you ever noticed that those photos and the video clips always show just an eye really close up? And you could argue that the purpose of that is so that as a consumer, you can see and be wowed by the beautiful complexity of that shadow. The problem is you can't see what that's going to look like in real life as you're walking down the street. Are you really going to be comfortable with that shade of green just swiped along your bottom lid? So today I wanted to do a little experiment where we test that. I have pulled together some of my eyeshadow palettes that have a green color in them to try to find a match. Again, not so I can talk myself out of buying the Lid Lustre, but just so I can apply it and you and I together can see what that looks like when you're, looking at somebody from the shoulders up and not just their eyeball. So the first palette that I thought of is Mothership 2 Sublime. This shade is actually called Blitz Emerald, and it is absolutely stunning. It does have a black base, and so I'm not certain that this is going to be a good match. And by the way, I have rocked this in the daytime and just been like, get over it. So let's swatch this one here. So again, this is Blitz Emerald from Pat McGrath. And so it's a shimmer, but I think you can see what I mean about the black base. So that may not be a good fit. The other palette that I pulled out, which I haven't used in a long time, otherwise I probably would have recalled that the greens in Metropolis, for the most part, are more sort of army green, khaki green, not really that emerald that we're looking for. There is a really deep green here. I will swatch that just for giggles. This is a cream to powder shadow. And let's see, do that right here. Oh God. And that is a matte. It will sort of dry down as more of a matte. I'm just trying to kind of work that in a little bit. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it, but of course it doesn't have any shimmer. So I don't know if that's really a good fit. It's possible to place maybe a shimmer over that, also in the green family, to make that a better match. I sort of thought about one of my mega palettes from Pat McGrath Labs for this purpose. There's this green over here. It's a much lighter green, but I'm just going to pick a little bit of that up and apply it just over a portion of that more matte green, and that may be pretty close. Okay, keep going. Let's look at some others. Again, sort of figured this wouldn't be a fit, but wanted to take a look. This is the Mini Gold from Natasha Denona. There's one green shimmery shade in here. Again, it has sort of a black base to it as well. And clearly it also has a little bit too much of sort of that army khaki color as opposed to an emerald. Okay, final contender. And let me clean off my fingers a bit before we get into this last option. And I apologize for pulling an option that you currently can't get. But I am talking about Natasha Denona's 28 pan palette in brown and green. And so this is what she looks like. So again, you know, you've got some greens here. Those have a pretty black base as well. This could possibly be a contender. There's some others here that are sort of blue-green, which in one of the promo picks for the Lid Lustre, the green does pull up with just a hint of blue. So I am going to swatch a couple of these to see if I think any of them will work. Okay, so first up is this one here, which I think is maybe the closest match in this palette. Okay, so she's pretty bright and light. I don't know that that's quite deep enough. But gosh, I'm not sure. Right now I'm kind of leaning here or here, not the Pat McGrath from Mothership 2. Let me see if there are any other greens in here. I really think anything else is going to have too much of either a black base or is not going to be shimmery enough. There's a blue here that has a little bit of a green tone. No, this is definitely more blue than green. Also beautiful. And one final one, I'm trying to see which ones have the most shimmer. The one that was just above that. I'm going to try. I think this is going to come across really matte as well. That is very blue-green, but it's definitely not deep enough. So I'm inclined to go with the deep emerald green that is in Metropolis with the shimmer from this Pat McGrath Mega over it. I'm just going to do this on one eye, and it may be that once I get it on, I say, hey, let's try one of these other combos or options. So trying to kind of dry off my hands a little bit. I am going to just use fingers here to start out with, which would be a huge mistake. I've already done all my complexion. Normally, I would do eyes first, especially when working with some of these higher shimmer formulas. So I'm going to clip my hair back, just so that I'm not messing with it. Boop. And, okay, so again, going in with this extremely deep green from Natasha Denona, Metropolis. Again, this is a cream to powder. I'm going to use my finger, and I'm going to start out towards the outer edge because this is so incredibly deep. But again, this is part of why we're doing this experiment, is because these lid lustres are really impactful, okay? They're darker, they have a lot of impact, and again, that looks great when you're just seeing someone's eye, but what does this look like walking down the street? That's what we're trying to get at. I don't think I've ever seen Victoria Beckham wear one of these shimmers, or I'm sorry, one of these lid lustres of hers in the fashion that she shows them very close up on her site. I would love to see that. I'd love to see her in her emerald green lid lustre. Okay. Wow. That's dark. But again, this is the point of this experiment. Okay. Okay, so now, because this is not really a match, we need to get some shimmer on there. So I'm now going to take this Mega palette from Pat McGrath that was from I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 holiday seasons ago. And I'm going to pick up this green here that is a little bit more of a lime, and it also has the shimmer that we're looking for. And I am going to apply that all over because, again, we're really trying to get to a match to that single shadow that is the Lid Lustre. The Lid Lustre is described as being emerald green with gold flecks and a little bit of tourmaline, I think is what it's called, which has a little bit of a blue in it. Okay, so I think that's pretty close to what's shown on her site. Just for giggles, I am going to pick up on the other eye, and I am going out in a bit, so I will have to fix this because I for what I have planned today, I can't do 2 different eye looks. I just can't. So I am going to pick up the green brown palette from Natasha and grab that original green that we sort of talked about here, and I'm going to do that on the other eye. And again, just using my finger, because with shimmers, whether you're working with shimmers and I think also with the cream to powder formula from Natasha, I think that fingers work best. You can always go back and refine with a brush if you want to create sharper lines, for instance. And I think this is pretty close as well. I'm going just a little bit above my natural crease and working to sort of create a little bit of an angle there. I didn't really do that as much on this side, probably because I was scared of that really dark green shadow. I'll tell you, I mean, I think that these are pretty close to that Lid Lustre, the new Lid Lustre. And I don't know, they seem pretty close to one another, in fact. Okay, so let me put on some mascara now. I am not going to go in with a lot of mascara because the looks on her website, her promo looks, the mascara is very light. The models are not wearing heavy eyeliner or anything like that. And so I want to sort of mimic that as well. Sometimes when I'm wearing a darker eyeshadow, I use a thicker mascara. I use more eyeliner because for me, it seems to sort of match with that eyeshadow. But I'm going to go with more of what she created. I am going to use a little bit of liner here on the bottom along the lash line because I do struggle with mascara on my bottom lash line. So this is really almost taking the place in part of mascara for me because I struggle to get any depth and definition from my mascara. I am going to try to quickly curl the lashes with my Shiseido eyelash curler. And gotta fluff those a little bit, do the other side. Anybody else hate curling your lashes? I always feel like I'm going to just rip them out. Okay, so we've got that. And now I'm going to apply mascara. I think I'm going to grab a separate mirror for this so I can look down and hopefully not get any mascara onto my lid. So if you put your mirror low and look down, then it sort of changes the angle enough to where you can get to your lashes and you probably don't have as much contact with your actual eyelid. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that sometimes things get dangerous with me with mascara. Although this is not the mascara I used the other day where I nearly put my eye out. I have not gone back and reused that mascara. I haven't put it in the trash yet. Haven't gone that far, but I probably will. Okay, and the other one here. Again, as I said, you go out, you look at those promo photos on her site, and you will see that the models are wearing what looks to be very natural mascara without any sort of upper lid lash liner, no winged eyeliner, things like that. It really is just a focus on the Lid Lustre product, which I guess is good. Okay. So I think that is going to be good enough for the top. And now I am hoping that I grabbed my lower lash mascara. I did not, but it's right here, so I will just grab that. And here we go. Lower lashes. Okay, I think that that is pretty much it for the eyes. I am going to quickly put on some lipstick. I picked Veiled Rose from Pat McGrath. This is a newer lipstick to my collection. I'm continuing to test it out. And now I'm just going to take the hair clips out. So this is what we've got. This is what dark emerald shimmery eyeshadow looks like on a normal person in full sunlight. What do you guys think? I don't know, maybe I should wear this out in public today and see if I get any strange looks. It looks a little strange to me. It's possible this isn't the right shade for me, but I hope this little experiment has helped you in terms of getting a better sense of what this might look like further out at a faraway perspective, instead of just being drawn in by those really close-up shots. So, thanks for watching. See you next time.